What is up, my viewers? Spang here, bringing you another viewer-submitted gameplay commentary. This time, it is with Never Aim, the guy who just loves to send me in videos. But hey, let's be honest, the guy has some pretty great games, and this one, he has told me, is no exception. Now, the enemy team, pretty even to his own. Definitely KV-1S for KV-1S, Dicker Max for an M6, you know, so on and so forth. It's pretty even. Never Aim doing something again. I think he explained that, but I can't remember what his explanation was. Anyway, like I said, teams even, both have a tier 4 already and everything else. So this is South Coast, you know, a map that took me a while to get used to, but I think I've got a decent handle on how to play it now. And really, he's in his KV-1S. Like I said, you guys send in a bit of these, but that doesn't mean I'm telling you to stop. I'm just making an observation, I suppose. But here we go. He's going straight for the town, kind of ignoring what the rest of his team is doing, which is heading towards town. He's got quite a bit of backup coming for him, which, you know, it isn't a bad thing. I'm actually glad he stopped there to make sure he wasn't blitzing town solo, because that could have ended very badly for him. I mean, he may be a tier 6 in a tier 6 battle, you know, he might be the top of the top, but that does not mean it gives you the right to act like you are invincible. I've seen plenty of people do that, you know, they're like, oh, I'm the top of the match, I'm gonna act like I'm invincible, and then they die within the first minute. So I'm glad to see Never Aim not doing that, playing very smart, very cautiously, making sure he has some, you know, teammates to back him up, because it's very unwise to ever really be by yourself anywhere in this game. It's always nice to have a team to back you up. Right here, an A20 and a T34, both not really going to be able to stop Never Aim, at least not in my perception. A KV-1S, while kind of lighter on the armor, it does have, you sacrifice armor for speed, but it still has a decent amount of armor, and it has a very powerful gun. 390 average damage, if I'm not mistaken, and it definitely is something to kind of fear. And there we go, Never Aim apparently bouncing a shot and getting a solid hit on that Dicker Max, almost killing it. You know, he's now a one-shot for him, and that would explain the bounce. He took a round right to the side of his turret, you know, that's even if that was a BL-10, you know, an Object 704 with its fully upgraded gun shooting him, I'm pretty sure that would have bounced just because of how much that barely nicked his turret. You know, it's all about angles and slopes and everything in this game. Armor definitely plays a factor, don't get me wrong. You want as thick armor as you can, but at the same time, if you can angle your tank right, you can bounce almost any shot. Now, that being said, people can always aim for spots that aren't angled quite right, you know. There's almost always a spot you can shoot to penetrate, with few exceptions. But anyway, Never Aim getting his first kill there, and another enemy tank dying, but his team actually doing quite poorly for itself, potentially gonna one-shot the Stug 3, yes he will, but his team losing that 3601 in the process, I'm sorry, that M6 in the process, and his team down by 2 kills, but you know, he's got 2 kills at this point, doing pretty well for himself, still at full health. And, you know, he's going to really be in a position here to start rocking this enemy team. This Hetzer is going to be an easy, guaranteed one-shot if he can hit it. There we go. Tier 4, no more. And the enemy team pretty much losing their advantage in a very short period of time. That Dicker Max, which is a tier 6 premium tank destroyer, getting lit up right there. Now, Never Aim's team pulling ahead, but the enemy team apparently pushing a pretty solid base defense. Enough of Never Aim's team is on his base to where I wouldn't really be concerned about that 3601 too much, but the fact also is that there aren't too many heavy things on his base, not that I can observe. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. There's a 3601 there to handle that 3601, as well as several other tanks. So Never Aim feeling compelled to go back to his base, which it might be somewhat wise, but at the same time, I feel like he might have been able to do a push here. I think his team has enough tanks on his base, considering there are approximately 6 tanks, well, 6 armored vehicles, and an artillery piece. But now losing a Hetzer, not too significant of a loss, and that was a loss to artillery. His team really getting held up here and potentially getting themselves in just a bad position to where artillery will kill a couple of them and they'll get kind of encircled. I think his team really should have just pushed their advantage, and there we go. The team's evening up yet again, and the enemy team now pulling ahead. We have 1 heavy tank in the town, and the enemy team apparently just mopping up Never Aim's team left and right. But the fact also is, much of the enemy team is damaged, and Never Aim's still at full health. So in terms of his position, I think he's in a great position to just kind of rock the enemy team here. 3601 still doing very well for itself, sitting at full health, in a position himself to do quite well, hitting and killing that T25 AT. I'm sorry, I almost called it an AT because I wanted to say, the T25 I'm most familiar with is the Tier 7 tank destroyer. But this 3601, the first to damage Never Aim, but judging by the amount of damage, I would almost say he's using, ooh, that might just be the gun he's using. I would have said he was using HE, judging on that. Artillery kind of trying to do something, but really doing nothing. I don't even know if he took a single hit point of damage from that artillery. KV-1 capable of hurting Never Aim. Artillery killing his driver and radio man. Wow, that's unfortunate, especially since one of the strengths of the KV-1S is its speed. So you lose that driver, you lose one of your significant advantages. But at the same time, that KV-1S on the enemy's team, Never Aim might be about to kill his counterpart. Right here, I'm thinking it's going to happen. So the fact remains, the enemy team still pulling ahead here, but losing their probably heaviest hitter at this point. Or rather, the M36 might be able to win it for the enemy team. But I think Never Aim is in quite a good position to really just sit on his base, wait for the enemy to come to him. I mean, he can push if he wants, but the M36 making an appearance there, apparently full health. And he's going to engage that tank that was on that hill. He's going to go kind of mop up things a bit, and look, the KV-1 came right to him, taking a hit here. Never Aim could be in trouble, but that KV-1S is only one shot away, so he just has to reload in time. KV-1S shooting and missing. Quite the fortunate turn of events. This KV-1S apparently has no idea how to hit a target. You know, just can't hit the broadside of a fucking tank. I'm sorry for the curse word there. I will try to keep that down to a minimum. KV-1 getting himself killed by Never Aim instead of just sitting there and brawling it out like he probably should have done. Choosing to turn tail and try to run down a straightaway. Not really the smartest decision ever. Just saying, if you've got nothing to provide cover, no corner for you to turn, and it's just nothing but you driving straight away from the enemy, you aren't going to get away, ever. Just figured I should put that out there. Apparently people know that's not common sense because I've seen it way too often. In fact, I saw this Object 704 do the same thing when I was chasing him in an AMX 12-ton. So, yeah, people apparently having no sense of driving in a straight line away from someone doesn't save you. So, Never Aim, being the last person remaining on his team, he's got to kill two tanks. Well, one Tier 6 tank destroyer and an artillery. Choosing to back up into what I perceive as him backing up into an already safe spot. So, playing definitely smart here, you know, going into a defensive turtle mode, kind of playing the base protector here, base defender, which he should be. His team is at a disadvantage. If I were him, oh yes, I was going to say, if I were him, I would have healed my driver, but he has healed his driver. So, you know, being very aware of that, Never Aim definitely playing smart yet again, just utilizing, I'm not sure quite why he's aiming this way. That M36 last I saw was in the town, so I'd say actually that M36 has a chance to sneak up on him from behind. But also, chances are pretty good that M36 is going to drive through his base capture point before he comes up behind Never Aim, so Never Aim will have some sort of warning. Never Aim definitely have gotten Top Gun. He's got Top Gun, and he's on his way to a Bolter's Medal. If he wins this for his team, he has a Bolter's Medal. Now, okay, I'm kind of playing dumb here. He told me in the email he did get Bolter's Medal, so we know he gets at least one more kill. He did not tell me if he won or not, or if he did, I don't remember. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. The capture warning, it's kind of a little tripwire letting you know that enemy tank is there. Judging by on how fast it's going up, it looks like both enemy tanks are on the capture point. So, yes, there we go. You can always tell by the speed of the capture by approximately if there's 1, 2, 3 or more. Now, the capture speed does stop going up after you reach 3 tanks. You will never capture faster than 3 tanks. So, just for strategic reasons, I felt I should share that. Now, the enemy team trying to win by capture at this point. That M36, not sure what he's doing quite, except driving off the capture point. You know, I'm not really sure what he plans to do. This SU-5 going to get himself shot and killed. The M36, I guess, was trying to get into a bit more of a strategic position to kind of slug it out with Never Aim, but really, he stands virtually no chance. I would say Never Aim has pretty much just won this for his team. You know, 7 kills, almost going for 8, getting over half of his team's kills here, and doing very well for himself. He will look for that one little sliver exposed on that M36, taking the shot, doing nothing more than knocking off a track. His track is currently knocked off. He decides to use a repair kit on it. Now, I'm not quite sure that was necessary. I won't say it wasn't a smart decision in a manner of speaking, but at the same time, like I said, I don't feel it was necessary for him to win. This M36 getting dangerously close to killing him, but Never Aim saying nope, and just absolutely annihilating him. Now, times 2 XP, 8 kills. Ever since this whole matchmaker system got revamped, it's kind of hard for me to judge. I've noticed typically, even if you do really well in a match, you typically score a little less on the XP, but I would say judging on the amount of experience now, it is times 2, so just half that for normal. I would say he is not running premium, if I recall correctly. Now, I'm sorry, I know I'm really bad at that, especially with someone who sent me in so many replays. I should really know who has premium and who doesn't, especially for Never Aim. But I'm just judging based on experience and credits that he doesn't. So, Never Aim getting Top Gun and Sniper, I forgot about that. He did tell me about that too. So being very accurate, 13 shots fired, 12 hitting the target, and killing 8 of the enemy team, detecting 2. Let's face it, heavy tanks aren't scouts. And damaging just that Dicker Max. So he potentially could have gotten 9 kills this match. And the most I've ever gotten are 9 kills. You know, just circumstances and all that fun sort of stuff. But base defense of 65%. Had that M36 decided to stay on cap, he might have gotten Defender as well. So, like I said, that M36, I don't think he made the right decision. But, you know, it almost paid off. Never Aim almost got himself killed by it. But, you know, close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. So, anyway, if you like this video, click that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And as always, if you got a replay like Never Aim here, send it to spanglereplays@gmail.com. Email in the description. And this has been Spang, and I'm signing off.